Our first recording comes from Reddit. Unfortunately, due to the lack of information, all we know is that the person who recorded it heard some sounds coming from the basement and decided to investigate.
Just, my hand's a little shaky because I'm scared right now. Hello? See, I heard like a clapping sound. So there's nobody. Hello? It's cold in here. What was that? Hello?
At one point, the man hears clapping, and moments later, he notices a terrifying pale face in a crevice that prompts him to flee upstairs and end the recording. Did he capture something paranormal, or have we fallen victim to an internet hoax? You decide. Jeff, Phil, and Mark head to the infamous Jack the Ripper Museum. The building has been in use since 1750, and the space currently occupied by the museum has served various purposes over the years. It is so chilling and filled with paranormal activity that even the staff rarely visit, and visitors often flee in terror. This is due to numerous reports of paranormal occurrences, including voices and footsteps, which are just the beginning. The most frightening aspect is the alleged shadow man who effectively terrifies anyone who enters the building. To investigate this phenomenon, the team, comprised of Jeff, Phil, and Mark, visits the location and begins their paranormal investigation.
If you can hear me... Come here a minute. Look behind that camera, it looks like there's a figure there. Can you see what I'm looking at?
Not through the camera, no.
Come here, Jeff. It looks like there's a huge black figure. What's behind the camera?
What was that?
It was a voice. It sounded, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard a voice and it sounded like it was in here.
At one point, Mark notices something strange in the hallway. He tells Jeff and Phil that a dark figure is standing behind the camera, and the rest of the team sees it too. This is where it gets really intriguing, because none of the cameras are able to capture what the three investigators can see with their own eyes. Jeff decides to take some quick photos, and in those, they clearly capture an apparition that closely resembles the infamous Shadow Man, frequently mentioned in the accounts of many witnesses who have visited the museum. As the investigation continues, the team gathers more and more evidence. One significant piece is footage from the stairs, where one of the cameras recorded something unsettling.
Phil and I set up a laser grid on the third floor staircase, pointing up towards the fourth floor doorway. Movement is detected as something moves from left to right, breaking the beams.
Upon closer inspection of the laser grid, we see that something is continuously moving on the right side, obscuring the grid until it eventually disappears completely. Could this be another spirit manifesting its presence that they managed to capture? It's quite possible. What do you think about this investigation? Did they manage to capture the real Shadow Man on camera or not? Victor, Jasmine, and Kelsey head to Virginia City, Nevada, where Mackay Mansion is located. There, they meet Dawn, who has been working as a tour guide for 7 years. She shares numerous stories with the team and shows them many photographs of the phenomena they have captured.
Walk in one day, this is about 4 years ago. She was alone, and she says, "Ma'am, can we just do the history because the ghost kind of freaked me out?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do that." And we're both in this room, and we had a different scenario over here. I'll show you what it looked like. So this is what the room looked like.
Oh, wow.
See, we had a small mirror over there where the
Yeah.
candelabra is. And this lady, it's just her and I in the room, she took a picture in that direction. It reflected off that mirror. And you see the yellow panels on the door? Walking through the door in full 1800s maid garb is Harriet the Maid.
That's the dress I saw.
There you go.
Darn,
Can you
that's the
explain that
lady.
story real fast?
Huh?
One more time? Can you
Oh,
explain
yeah,
that?
yeah.
This kind of looks like it's like kind of melted down.
Let me get the more blown up version for you because she's pretty cool. So yeah, this lady didn't want to know anything about the ghost. She strictly wanted a history tour. There's Harriet right there.
I get so
That is
sick.
creepy.
She's looking like this.
Yeah, like she's looking
Like
at you.
sideways.
She's glancing.
The black
Sideways.
dress, like you said, Kelsey.
Wow.
She's kind of like doing her own thing.
She
was
is
just
very busy.
being a maid.
Yeah, and she's very
Have you
busy.
ever seen her like dusting anything? Or like...
No, but she knocks stuff over if I don't.
Look at his hand.
He's not my normal shadow though. This thing is different. I've never seen him before.
What do you think he is? What do you
I
think
don't
that
know.
is?
We cleansed the building.
Yeah, I
And
would after
he's-
seeing that
he's-
thing. It almost looks like he has a big mouth or something.
He does. Yeah, let me see if I have the blown up here. You can do it.
He looks like a robber in my opinion.
To me, he looks
He kinda
like
does.
Darth Maul in the face.
I was thinking like those are his eyes and this big mouth or his smile.
And he's wearing like a cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody was wearing a cloak that night. They
But
don't.
the weird
they don't
thing
dress
is,
like
is
that.
like it's his hand. You
Looks
see
like
how
a
his
tree stump.
you see how his hand
And
is
he's-
like interconnected with the
this.
cloak.
He's touching the mantle.
He's
what
like this because that statue right there is right over there,
Yes.
so it's the reflection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this one was caught in Mr. Mackey's room. We were doing a night tour, and I'm standing in the room. The reason my face is lit up is because I'm holding my phone. I'm kind of setting up to do something. And a friend of mine was on the outside of Mr. Mackey's door. He said he felt something strange. He just went to take a still of me standing right there. It didn't realize his phone was on that live setting. When I hit the button, you're gonna see the Shadow Man go this way.
Whoa!
That is not a human.
No.
Wow.
It's kind of short looking. Too.
He is, and he walks with a limp. That's why we think it's Mr.
My
Fair.
gosh.
You see again?
Gosh.
So how do you feel about that spirit?
Wow.
I call him the mansion protector.
After Dawn gave us the tour, we started taking pictures around the mansion in hopes that we'd capture something. We didn't review the photos until the next day, but we sent these photos to Dawn, and she believes it's the spirit of the maid that's behind me. It looks like the same black dress in the previous photos she's been captured in. I took 2 photos right after the other, as you can see the time. Each photo looks like she's moving. I don't believe it to be my shadow. I didn't use flash, and if it was my shadow, you'd see the outline shadow of the phone. And if you look closely, I'm taller than the shadow figure.
In the photographs, we see a Victorian-style chambermaid reflected in the mirror, as well as another dark figure resembling the infamous Shadow Man, which is captured on video just moments later. Subsequently, Victor takes some pictures, and in one of them, something appears to be standing behind him. According to Dawn, this is the spirit of the chambermaid. The team then conducts a nighttime investigation, but the entire night remains very quiet, with hardly anything happening. So, do the images shown to them by Dawn, as well as the one taken by Victor, reveal true spirits, or do you have another explanation for these photos? We move to Lima, where Frank is currently conducting a paranormal investigation at a cemetery that is already familiar to us. During his exploration, he encounters a dog that starts behaving strangely, as if it has seen something unusual.
Oh, that's the dog. Chocolate!
Bones.
Bones. Chocolate! I want to see what's going on with the dog. Something just bothered the dog. Chocolate! What happened? You okay? You okay? Did you see something? Oh wow, the battery in my psionics is about to die. What's wrong? What do you see? Is it Georgina? Georgina? There's nothing there. Hey, there's nothing there. What's wrong? Holy. Literally, right when I got those responses, the dog started barking. I don't even know what you see. What's wrong? Are you scared? What's going on? Hey, it's okay. It's shaking. Was that Georgina kind of giving me a sign that she's watching me or what?
When Frank is near Georgina's grave, he encounters a dog that is clearly seeing something invisible to him. The dog appears terrified, remaining completely still and trembling. After a moment, it calms down and follows Frank to another part of the cemetery.
This is a tomb here I haven't seen since the last time I came by through here. This one right here, the other witch's tomb. I see what looks like roses right up there. There. What the hell is that? I just saw something behind the door. Holy shit. I swear I just saw something standing through there. I was looking at the flowers that are right there. Chocolate? The dog doesn't even sense it. What the hell was that?
Inside the witch's tomb, we can see a faint, translucent figure standing still, clearly staring at Frank. Suddenly, the apparition swiftly darts to the right and disappears. Frank cautiously approaches and peers inside, but there's no one there. Is this a genuine ghost captured on camera? Well, that decision is up to you. In the next video, we will join Ricky as he explores abandoned ruins.
Yo puedo explicar el olor. Desagradable. Que se acabó la lámpara. Hola. Arriba. A la Virgen. No.
As Ricky traverses the ruins, he begins to hear children's voices. He heads in that direction, and when he arrives at the source, he sees something responsible for the sounds. A strange dark figure can be seen laughing at him. Ricky doesn't look back and runs as far away as he can. Was it a ghost? Or perhaps a little helper creating a hoax? We immediately move on to the next recordings, this time visiting TikTok user Tajay Chungwon, who captured something unsettling in his backyard. When the woman steps outside, we see a strange humanoid anomaly swiftly darting into the house. Could this be a ghost? Or is there a much simpler explanation for this phenomenon? Explaining the next TikTok won't be easy, as user Zyrene finds herself in a church undergoing renovations. As she explores the site, she captures something unexpected on camera, leaving viewers questioning whether what she recorded is truly paranormal or simply a trick of the light. For the first few seconds, we see the interior of the church. Then, for a brief moment, a little boy appears, only to mysteriously vanish shortly after. Interestingly, the woman filming insists she did not see or hear the boy in the video. Could this be a ghost, or is there another explanation? We don't stop and jump to the next video from user Perlev. The woman frequently uploads videos on her channel showcasing clothes worth buying. However, one particular video stands out and seems out of place among all the others.
Je sais pas si vous avez... Voilà, mon chien réagit. Oh putain. Non, Peanuts. Peanuts, va pas voir. Oh putain, non, pas mon chien. Les gars, je vous jure. Y'a quelqu'un? Oh les gars, je sais vraiment... Putain, non. Il y a trop de trucs d'un coup. C'est pas la première fois que ça arrive, donc ça me surprend pas tant que ça, mais là, le fait que je sois toute seule, ça me...
From the kitchen, unsettling sounds can be clearly heard, causing distress not only to the woman but also to her dog. The noises then spread throughout the entire building. As the woman ascends the stairs to the area where she started recording, she notices something near the kitchen. A dark head peeks out from behind the wall, but quickly hides when spotted. What could this be? A ghost, or perhaps a person? You decide. Kevin and Alexis faced a similar situation during their visit to an abandoned complex of buildings, where they heard the sounds of a man in pain. After finally managing to locate the source of the noises, they captured it on camera.
Familia, en esta ocasión hemos tratado de estar lo más en silencio posible para que ustedes puedan escuchar y percibir todo aún más de lo que nosotros no percibimos. ¿Qué? No mames, güey.
¿Qué pedo?
Acabo de ver a alguien ahí, güey.
No mames.
Ahí donde estoy apuntando. Acabo de ver a alguien, güey. Te lo juro, güey. Había alguien ahí parado, güey. Neta, 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 neta.
As Kevin searches the area with his flashlight, he spots a head peeking out from one of the windows, staring intently at him. The YouTubers cautiously approach the building, and upon entering, they are immediately greeted by the sound of crying, which follows them as they explore the various rooms. Unfortunately, they can't find anyone inside. So, who was that mysterious figure? The decision is yours to make. What do you think? The last video comes from the channel exploring abandoned mines and unusual places. This time, Frank has ventured to Deadwood Creek, where an abandoned mill is located. Upon arriving and stepping inside, Frank experiences something strange.
So here's the building from the front. This was probably the main entrance here on the ground floor. This is what we just were in, where all this junk is. And so I'm not sure if this was a lab or what. It's not too far from the mine. I don't know. But here is the staircase we came down. Whoa.
As Frank continues to navigate the mill, he's suddenly startled when a plastic object is unexpectedly launched from a nearby couch towards him. At first, Frank is taken aback and unsure of what just happened, as the whole event unfolded in a split second. He quickly assesses the situation, looking around for any logical explanation for the sudden movement. Was it a draft, an animal, or could it be something more supernatural at play? What do you think caused the object to fly? Did Frank encounter a spirit, or is there a simple explanation behind this bizarre incident? Decide.